non-tech, books, online, monetizing, not monetizing. It's all one thing, it's life, right? And so I don't need to have to build a site to like make enough on tech to win it for the tech, you know? I just need to make enough money to buy New York Jets. So whatever I have to do, I'll go rake leaves every day. I don't need to be super tech.
Want them now?
I always want them. I've been through 1 in 15 seasons and watched every play. It hurts, but it's manageable.
Throwing up on himself.
Yes, dear.
So if you're doing a lot of speaking engagements, how many streams are you going to do? I really enjoy.
If I'm doing a lot of speaking engagements, how many Ustreams am I going to do?
Yeah, I mean, are you still doing them?
Like when I just sit in front of Ustream and do my thing? Oh yeah. You know, as a matter of fact, I've been thinking about doing it every day next year, like a scheduled show. I have this like secret idea called Tea with Gary V, where every morning I do Ustream with a cup of tea and just hit like the 10 topics in the business world that I want to talk about.
Why not wine?
It's very early to drink wine. plus,
Whining with Gary.
I'm doing wine anyway later that day. So I'll do tea in the morning, wine, maybe I'll come up with like scotch with Gary V. Just go up the whole ladder.
Jack D.
Every day by the end. Happy hour and then late night drinks. Yes, sir.
So you hustle about 20 hours a day, would you say?
I would say I'm working minimum 15 hours a day. I would say, you know, most days can range in the 17 range.
Where's your family fit in there?
If that's very carefully, right? So I think that's a great question because at the end of the day, that's the game, right? So I think you have to know the players in your life. I think you need to cut out all the bull crap, in my opinion. You know, again, listen, if you're happy and you're pumped, please do your thing. Like I'm not looking to preach I work too much, right? And everybody has different balances of how much time they want. It's just that there's a lot of people that are always telling me that work-life balance, and they're like rock climbing on Thursdays and they golf on Wednesdays. But every conversation I ever have with them is they're stressing about they want to make more money. And they're confused why it's not working. And I'm like, dude, you work 17 hours a week. You know? So that's why it's not working. Because you were climbing a mountain for 2 days when everybody else was trying to make bank. I think, you know, you have to really know the players in your life, right? So no question, one of the things that attracted me to my wife was that of her independence, right? And she's, you know, you maximize your time together, right? So our hour to a night is like, you know, that's what we have, and you know, we try to take more vacations now. And now that Misha's in the picture, you know, she's 4 months old. Right now, it's hard. I mean, I was just saying to my friends who drove me here, like today's like the first day I'm like really missing her bad, right? So things will change. 17 will become 12, and I'm fine with that because it's family first, right? So I balance it with making sure my wife and my parents and my brother and sister are happy with the amount of time they spend with me. And it's probably never enough, you know, and I have enormous ambition, but you know, I always play a game with myself where I bought I'm very in tune with my feelings, which I think is imperative to my success. And so I always play the game of, you know, I bought the Jets. I'm on the front page of Time magazine, greatest man of all time. They don't have that issue yet, but that's what it is. It's amazing. and I play very scary games with myself. I play the game where I get a phone call and it's really, really bad news, and I really feel how unhappy I am. And so I always say to myself, why would I live my life any other way? It's the same reason that I preach about working happy, because this is America. We work a crap load, guys, like in comparison. I mean, by the time of sleep and work, there's like barely anything left. And every time I meet a 75-year-old, an 85-year-old, a 95-year-old, they're rarely talking about wishing they made more cash. They wish they did something they loved, and they wish they spent more time with their family. So who am I to not understand that if every 90-year-old that I've ever talked to wishes they did those two things, then that's the game. They've lived it. They played the game we're playing, and they understand. They're all in the same boat, every one of them. And that's, I guess, what I want people to understand. I mean, we get caught up in a lot of minutia and get really sidetracked, and we get down on ourselves and do all this, but I just don't see any reason to do that. I think that, I think we're darn lucky. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because I wasn't born in this country that I realize I'm lucky. I'm very much in this, anything is better than zero. You know, all my counterparts in the internet celebrity scene always make fun of me for answering every email or engaging so much with everybody. Some claim that I'm stupid because I'm not making myself limited. And if I do too much stuff and too much Ustream and too much of this, that why would anybody pay to get access to me? That's a very big thought that a lot of people go through. Or why am I spending 9 hours a day emailing everybody back? That's insane. Why did I spend my whole flight here this morning emailing people back? I do it because people are caring about me, and it's humbling, and I want to care back. You know? And I think we're headed towards a thank you economy. I don't think anything's limited in this world, and I think that, you know, content is free. I mean, really, you really don't have to buy a book. There's a lot of stuff out there. I think that half the people in this room are going to buy this book because they just want to thank me for the 900 damn wine shows and the 100 business videos and all the 7 emails they've given back, you know, I've given back, and the 3 app replies. I just care more, and I think I don't know, it's the only way I know how to go about it, and I don't think it's not scalable. When in the world did caring for people that care about your brand not become a good business model? When did that happen? When did caring not become scalable? I think caring is more scalable than ever. The fact that I could be taking a poop and answering your emails is amazing. Yes, ma'am.
So on Twitter, I follow you. You integrate a lot of personal comments, whether it's about, you know, Lindsay or your daughter or the Jets, and some of the social media gurus who I'm following to try to get up to speed. I'm a recent Twitter person.
Sure.
And some of them go against that. They say always make sure it's about the brand.
On message.
On message, have a separate account for your personal stuff. Don't be commenting, oh, I'm going to the Jets game or whatever. But I would like to hear your comment on that.
Yeah, here's my comment on that. Did anybody hear that? For the most part? I'll repeat it. The question is, on my Twitter account, I'll talk about, you know, F you Sanchez, or Lizzie and I are going to get dinner, or Misha did this, or like any of these different things that are happening in my life that are not part of the social media thing. She said a lot of other social media gurus or experts say, right? Okay, Guy Kawasaki. You know, say stay on message, only talk about business, this and that. You know, to me, first of all, 95% of the social media experts don't live it. They read other people's blogs and they just regurgitate what's happening. Or they're ghostwriters. You know, I think that DNA should be your brand, right? I think that you have to be you, and there's a lot more value in being you than regurgitating the same bull crap. That there's a far majority of the people that like me because I talk about root beer and the Jets, and you know, it makes you human, and more importantly, that's overthinking it. That's people that don't get it, you know, and that's it. I mean, you know, I really think that if you're going to look at a social media, you know, it's funny. So I wrote this book, right? I'm competitive. I'm like, I want Crush It to be huge. I want it to be the biggest. Like, screw all that. So I started paying attention. You know, I don't read books, and I've never read anything from Seth Godin or Guy Kawasaki or Malcolm Gladwell. So I was like, you know, I started doing homework on these books that really, you know, do well. And this is what's blown me away. It blows me away that so many of the big business books are written by journalists. I would never, ever take my business advice from somebody who's never built a business. And it's interesting. And I get it because, now with that being fair, I get it because a lot of my success in business does come from that philosophy angle. So I get that. But it's fascinating to me what, you know, and that's the same thing I think I feel about social media experts. I'm like, how are you a social media expert? Isn't this about business? And we all, yeah, I get it. Go on Twitter, big deal. I mean, you know, interesting.